Hello guys, it's Randall with BitRage. So a number of you had commented and asked us, how do you identify a breakout? How do you know when to trade the breakout, when for confirmation that it is a legitimate breakout? It was a very good question, and I'm glad that you asked that. It helps us understand what you guys are looking to understand, what you still are struggling with. So first of all, we're on a 1 hour chart. Usually we'd start at the weekly, go down from the weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, and draw out our channels and our trend lines that way. But I know where we're at here on the USD yen, and so I'm just going to do this for your benefit on the 1 hour. All right, so we have our larger ascending channel. Within that channel, we have an ascending channel inside of it, and this just increases the probability of a breakdown or a drop. And so we're expecting a sell. We get to the top of this, and that's exactly what happens. The question that we ask is, how would we know when to trade this? Where would the confirmation be? And what would be the best time to place those sells? So that's a very good question. There's a couple answers to that question. The first of all, we need to identify it as a legitimate breakout. So how we do that is this pattern that we're seeing here. This is a corrective pattern. Within it, obviously, there is some impulsive movement, but the largest percentage of this is corrective. And when we see a corrective pattern like this, we're expecting it to either break down or break out. So if it's an ascending channel, then we're expecting a breakout to the downside or breakdown to the downside. How do we identify if that's legitimate is if it's an impulsive movement out or if it's just a corrective movement. So if this breaks out, we break out of the channel, but it just corrects out, then we know that it's not an impulsive movement. Then it's not necessarily valid. And then we'd be looking for either the structure to adapt and evolve or just to create new structure, and then we'd be looking for new points to trade off from. This did impulse out, and so we could trade it on the impulse out and definitely, manage this. But as it impulses down, it corrects, forming a bear flag, and it impulses down a second time, and now it's just forming a bigger bear flag, which we're expecting to sell as well. It has the potential to drop down to this level here or even lower. That is the potential that we are seeing. Now, there is a possibility for this to be invalidated, and that would simply be if this continues to just correct outward, it could form a large bullish flag, or descending channel. Either way, same idea. We'd be expecting it to form something like this and then break to the upside. That's a possibility. It does not seem likely, but it is a possibility. It's on the lower end. We have to understand that that is possible. The most likely possibility, because of how markets move, is that this is a corrective move to the upside. We should be seeing a sell on it. That's what we are looking for. That's what I'm expecting. So I sold this break, and I got out in this area. Actually, on this green candle here, I just anticipated based on my experience that it was going to just form a larger version of this. It's exactly what happened. When this breaks out again, I'm going to be selling it and shorting the market all the way down, and it's going to be a good profit for me there. There is another way to trade, and this is a little bit more risk. It depends on your risk tolerance. It also depends on your experience. And as you grow, you'll start to make trades like this, and you'll start to understand when to and when not to make them. So we have an ascending channel. We're expecting this to break to the downside. We have 1, 2, 3 touches on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on the bottom after this. So it would have been 3 touches and then 3 touches. So we're expecting it to break to the bottom. After it comes up this 4th time here to the top, we could have waited till it started heading down again and traded there with a very tight stop loss at the top. And if you'd done that, you would have had this extra profit in here. The downside is obviously that it could just turn around and go up It could just consolidate along this edge for a while. It could drop and then go back up. Or it could drop and you'd be in some profit and then suddenly just move to the upside again. So that's a possibility. So as you begin to understand the markets, when you see certain things happen as this is approaching, you're going to get better and better and better at identifying this is the one. This is the time it's going to break out. And you can be 90, 95, even 99% accurate on when that breakout's going to happen. It just takes getting really used to the market and getting accustomed to it. So you could have done that. If you'd done this, you'd want to definitely keep your stop loss really tight. Never risk more than 1% on that. And, you know, here's the thing that a lot of people do. So they'll place a sell here. They'll stop loss, they'll get stopped out. Then it'll start going down again. They'll place another sell. They'll go up and they'll get stopped out. And they'll keep entering the market there, not really knowing as per se whether this is the one or not. They're just hoping. By the time it actually does break out, they're so far in the red that when they do actually get profit, they're just digging themselves out. That's not really how we want to trade. So we want to keep our risks low and understand that when we see that breakout, understanding the point when it's best to get in, and getting in at a point that gives us good cushion. This would have given us good cushion to get down here. We would have been in profit. We could have waited out this small bear flag continuation, and we dropped lower. So some things to keep in mind for that to understand when to trade the breakouts. This is pretty much how you would handle it, whether it's a ascending channel or a descending channel. It doesn't matter. It's the same idea. It's just identifying that impulse out. It doesn't really matter if it breaks. What matters is if it's an impulsive break. So again, if it broke and then did something like this, then that's not an impulsive move. If it had broken and done something like this, not an impulsive move. We'd actually be expecting that to possibly buy. Possibly a buy signal right there. So we're looking for an impulsive move out of an ascending channel, which would confirm. We would sell it, and we would be taking profit as soon as we get into this larger correction area. Once this does sell, you can get in on this, and that will be a nice profit. So if you're watching this video before this actually does sell, and you're in Forex, you might want to keep an eye on this one too. So we had a few questions about Bitcoin. There's some people that don't believe that there's manipulation, and there's some people that are really scared because there is manipulation. The fact is there is. It's proven. We've proven it over and over. There's a ton of people who have. So if you don't believe it, you're sticking your head in the sand. But that doesn't mean that you can't make a profit in cryptocurrency. So you just have to be careful. You have to be wise and really understand the risks and be on your game. That's what it boils down to. So it's understanding, cryptocurrency in general is a little bit more messy than Forex. It's gotten better. And when we noticed that manipulation stopped for that period of time a couple weeks ago, we noticed that it really, really started to act a lot more like a traditional market like Forex. So the good news is that once, the CFTC and SEC really cracked down on these fraudulent exchanges and their wash trading and nonsense, cryptocurrency is going to be an awesome way to make money. So learn the market now. Take the time now to really learn this and get really good at it. Then once, the regulation hits, once cryptocurrency starts being traded on margin, like legitimate broker margin, like Forex.com, it's just going to be there's going to be millions of dollars pouring into it. It's going to be a really awesome time, I believe. And I believe that's what we're destined for with cryptocurrency. So don't get discouraged. I do believe that good times are ahead of us. We do have some rocky roads, but really, honestly, learn the markets now. Take the time to really get used to trading, get used to patterns, get used to market structure and understanding how this works and do it right. And, if you're not in Forex, well, sign up for the webinar that we're going to be doing here on Sunday, and we're going to be releasing our course on Sunday as well. And take a look at that and the possibility of getting into Forex. But even if you don't want to get into Forex, it's going to be a great opportunity for you to learn how any market moves and to trade any market. So for Bitcoin, even though we do have these manipulated parts, we still can get a picture of what is most likely to happen, even with the manipulation, okay? So we have these manipulated moves, but the correction tends to be, tell us what should happen next. Now, it's going to be a lot more sloppy, and you need to be more careful, but you can still see it. For instance, this is a bull flag, so we're looking for a break. When this broke impulsively, we could have bought that. If you're margining, you could have bought that and sold at the top. But even if you're just buying and holding, like on GDX, you could have placed a buy order here, and if it ended up dropping off on you, you could sell at a small loss. So that's a possibility. Or you could just hold it and hope it goes up. That's what some people do. But you have to be careful with that, because we have not really, in my opinion, found the bottom, most likely, but you could have done that. So you could buy there, wait till it starts to consolidate here to correct, and then buy back in. So this is another bull flag, but it kind of breaks down below. It's kind of a little sloppy here. It's a bull flag, and so we're looking for a break. That does break again. You could have traded this on the impulse. You don't even have to wait for it to break the trend. Just wait for that impulse. Again, if it starts to head out south on you, you sell at a small loss. But if you had bought, in that area, 65.78, and sold at 67, you could have done really well. Here's the thing. Margin trading cryptocurrency is very dangerous right now, because most of the exchanges are corrupt that margin trade. So you have to be very careful with that. Once it does become, once it's regulated, it's going to be an awesome time, because then you're going to be able to have, 20 or 50 or 100 to 1. The average is 50 to 1, and these moves, you can make more money on them for sure. It's the same as true of a buy or sell. So I just reset my chart to Aussie USD, but that's about it, guys. This is a little bit longer video here, and maybe I ranted and rambled a little bit. But hopefully that helps you understand a little bit of how to confirm a breakout of a trend. In our course, we're going to be breaking this down very concisely and just going over it really well. I would encourage you to go ahead and enter your email in the link in the description to be notified of the webinar on Sunday, July 8th. And also for early access to the course. We're really excited to announce this, and we're going to be talking about it at the webinar. Most likely, we will release it before the webinar and then have a Q&A during the webinar. I do want to let you know, because it's been asked, for those of you who have been with us long term, those of you listening to the channel, our subscribers, you're going to get an early access discount. The release price for the course is most likely not what it's going to be long term, and the reason for this is we want to build a small community, and we want to support each one of you in your journey to trading. So we can't support 5,000 users, and we just can't do that. So we want to have a small group, and we're personally dedicated to mentoring you. So if you have questions, you're going to be able to ask them. We're going to be doing webinars and just breaking down the market. We're going to try to look into doing a webinar every single week for you guys that purchase the course, and just help you get started on the right foot. And it's going to be an exciting time. We're really excited about this, because we both really love to teach. We love to educate, and we're just excited about seeing you guys become consistent, successful traders. And so I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. I cannot guarantee that we're going to be able to keep it at the price or release it long term. It's not a gimmick. I'm just being honest with you. We want to keep the community small. We want to support each of the members that sign up. So that's our dedication to you. We also want to continue the channel and just offer the free information that we can. But obviously we cannot organize the material in the channel the way we want to. So a course is the best way to do that. So go ahead and drop your email in the link in the description to be notified when the webinar is going to start, and also when the course releases. You're not going to want to miss that. In my humble opinion, this is the best course on the market right now. that offers information on trading cryptocurrency and Forex, and it's from our own experience. We trade both of them on a daily basis. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome 4th of July. I hope you're having fun with your family. Enjoy the day. If you're not from the US, still enjoy the 4th. It's a great time. I look forward to talking to you on Sunday, seeing you all there. Have an awesome one and take care.